and welcome to my channel. My name is Eden. I'm a singer-songwriter from Harare, Zimbabwe. If you're new here, welcome. I make content like this as well as my own songs and videos and animations and cool stuff. So why don't you subscribe and stick around? If you're not new here, thank you so much for coming back for episode 4 of my vlog series Behind the Songs. I really enjoy putting out these videos, these episodes, and I appreciate it every time someone comes back to watch the next episode. And I also want to say a huge thank you to every single person that has been sending me DMs and messages and reaching out to let me know that you've been watching, that you've been getting something from these videos, that you find them interesting and stick to the end is fascinating to me. I really appreciate it so much. You have no idea. And I just want to say thank you. And yeah, today's video is gonna be a little deep, a little personal. I apologize in advance if I get emotional. I am an emotional person. And I also apologize if it's a long story, but I hope that you get something out of this because I feel that this is a topic that I've been wanting to talk about for the longest time. I've had experience on jealousy, envy, toxic people, in many different times in my life. Not only from other people treating me badly, but even on the other side of the coin. I'm not perfect. Cat's out the bag. And I have fallen victim to feelings of jealousy and envy and toxic thinking. And there were times in my life where I was hurting and I didn't show up as my best self. And I've hurt people. So this is kind of like an umbrella topic. It's both sides of the coin. The perspective of someone who's experienced jealousy as well as someone who's given it out. I don't know if you can give out jealousy, but here we are talking about this. But yeah, this is what the series is for. I want you guys to know more about my life behind the songs. And maybe, hopefully, I can share some of my experiences which will help you along your journey in life. And to kick things off, I'm going to start off with a story. So when I was in high school, I was just finishing my A-levels, which is like kind of the final year of high school. And I was doing a diploma in art at the same time. And I wanted to branch out into content creation, into animation. And that's why I was doing this art courses, because I wanted to learn figure drawing and perspective and proportion and things like that, which are useful when you're doing animation. So I was, branching off on my own. I didn't really know, what I was going to do fully, but I was still experimenting with social media and sharing. So my first experience with jealousy came when we had this assignment from our art teacher to draw a portrait in black and white. And I chose to draw a portrait of an actress named Jessica Alba. Don't know if you know her. So I did this portrait of Jessica Alba in black and white. And my teacher thought it was amazing. He thought it was so cool. He encouraged me to share it with people. And I was really proud of it. It was a stunning portrait. And I was super proud of this drawing. And so, yeah, I decided I was going to share it with people. And so I posted it on Instagram and shared it with my friends. And I said, hey guys, this is a portrait I did, blah, 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 type thing. Kind of just left it after posting. Didn't think too much. Didn't think any reaction would come, out of it. I went to sleep and woke the next day to find a classmate of mine had taken a screenshot of my portrait, reposted it to her own social media, and basically said, from her point of view, hey guys, this is a drawing I did with a black pen. I saw this screenshot and I saw her caption And the immediate like feeling I had was just like confusion, frustration, and just like, what? I was so confused. I reached out to her and I said, hey, like, that's my drawing, right? Can you not post it without asking me for permission first, and also credit me, And one thing you must know about me is I hate confrontation. Even to this day, like, I freak out when I think of confronting someone. I'd rather just not confront people, So I was shaking, I was panicking, I was sweating. It was a really stressful situation for me, and first time ever experiencing something like that. Later on, I found out in a couple of hours that this girl had actually blocked me, and she had actually told people that she was the one who did the drawing and that I reposted it without permission. So I was now looking like the one who was, faking. And yeah, I was mad. I'm not going to lie. I was so angry. I was mad. I was sick to my stomach. I was confused. I'm trying to remember the facts also because I feel like it's been such a while. You can tell it hurt because I've carried it for so long. I've been walking around with this pain for years. And so, yeah, in the end, the way it unfolded was I had to kind of like bring the original copy to school and show to everyone that, no, I'm actually the one who drew this picture and not her. And then she took it down and she apologized. And after that, it was kind of awkward still. But that was like my first experience with jealousy and envy. And I know there's like a difference between jealousy and envy. Like, I know jealousy is just a feeling that you get when you see someone who's probably like more good looking than you, or has like a better body or whatever, and then you just like, you have that feeling that you're like, oh man, I wish I looked like that, like I wish that was my body. That's a feeling that everyone gets now and then. You're always gonna have someone that's gonna make you feel jealous. It's just the way life is, And like I mentioned before, like, I'm not immune to that. I felt that before. The difference between jealousy and envy is that, envy is going and like screenshotting that person's body and like cropping off their head and pretending like it's yours and being like, guys, gains, right? Am I right? But meanwhile, it's not even your own body. You know what I mean? Like, envy is acting upon that jealousy. I think when I talk about this story and when I shared with people at the time what happened to me, they always said to me like, oh, take it as like a huge compliment. Like, it's like someone's way of saying like they really appreciate, what you're doing, and they appreciate your art, and, it's a huge compliment type thing. But for me, it like really busts me. It really steals my thunder when someone is jealous or envious. Like, it ruffles my feathers. I don't know how to describe how I feel. Like, I feel sick, I feel angry, I sweat, I feel panicky, and I just don't like the feeling at all. And I've dealt with it multiple times throughout my life. Well, let's just keep it to art. So throughout my creative life, throughout my career, I've dealt with this. Whether it's just people just trying to steal the way I talk. I've had people try and mimic the content I make, posting on the same day as me. There was even a time when like I would end my messages with a sunflower, and I noticed another like musician friend of mine started using the same sunflower emoji. Like, the smallest things. Like, maybe I'm just paranoid, but I mean, you can always tell, right? You can always tell when someone is copying you. You can always tell when someone is like mimicking you, right? I mean, it's not always like outright complete plagiarism like the story I told you about when I was in high school, but you can always tell, right? There's always just that one thing where you're like, nah, girl, that's my flow. Stop trying to steal my flow. Like, you can always tell, right? I'm not gonna lie, I haven't dealt with it very well. And as much as I appreciate that sentiment that, it's someone giving you like a huge compliment, it doesn't feel like a compliment at the time. It feels terrible. Like, I don't deal with it very well. And even in my adult life, as my married woman self, I still find myself like blocking people that copy me or like mimic me. I try and remove them from my life as fast as possible. Like, I don't want to deal with, like, I don't know. Also, I don't feel like it's a huge compliment because you guys should know me. I don't really think that highly of myself. I know that sounds hypocritical and it sounds like I'm lying because I'm sitting here like with my YouTube channel and like music and whatever. But like deep down, I don't really think that highly of myself. If I'm being completely honest, I'm trying to improve every single day. I'm learning every single day and I'm making mistakes and making a fool out of myself all the time because I'm trying to be, a better artist, a better person, a better creative, And most of the time, the thoughts that go through my mind is like, everyone else is better than me. Am I going to start crying about this? No. No. But like, most of the time, I really think that everyone else is better than me. And that I suck. I'm sorry, like, I know that's dark. But that's literally the way I think of myself. Like, I don't really think of myself that highly. And I've been working on that. Like, really trying to work on that. To really try and have some kind of self-respect. Because the way I be talking about myself be dark sometimes, Like, in my mind, the way I think of myself, I'm not only, like, intensely insecure, but I'm beating myself up about something I said 5 years ago to someone. Or, like, that one friend that doesn't want to talk to me and it's my fault. Like, those are the things that go through my mind. So whenever someone shows that they are jealous of me, I don't believe it. First, it's like shock. Then there's like disbelief. And then there's confusion. Like, there's just all these emotions where I'm just like, why? And then afterwards, when I realize that, no, actually, you're stealing my originality or just my creative outlook on life or something, and you're trying to make it your own, that makes me angry. And then I block people. Sorry. I'm trying to deal with things more maturely than just blocking, because you have to deal with this, especially as a creative person. You're gonna have people, being haters, being jealous, trying to copy you. And another way you can always tell when someone is a copycat is like just like the lack of respect that they have for the craft, whatever craft you're in, whatever trade you're in. Whether that's like, something that you've been working on your whole entire life, you've been perfecting, and then someone comes along and they're just like trying to do the same. They're trying to mimic the standard that you're at in 3 days. And they're like, this is where I am. And you're like, no, you haven't been on the same journey as me. So you cannot be on the same point that I am. Like, stop trying to pretend. Like, sorry if this is like a stream of consciousness type video. I wanted to keep it that way. I wanted to talk from the heart and not have like a script. But yeah, you can always tell when someone's copycatting you. It's like one day they don't know anything about golf, and then you tell them that, on weekends I like to go play golf. And the next thing you know, it's like they've got the kit, they've got the shoes, they've got bags of clubs, and they've like signed up to Royal Harare Golf Club and they're going, and you're like, no. It's a weird thing, especially in friendships. It's a weird thing, and I've experienced it with strangers and with friends, like just people trying to copy me. And the way I've overcome it is like realizing that as painfully insecure as I am, so is the next person, and they also have things that they're dealing with and battling with. And sometimes just by being you can kind of highlight what they're trying to cover up. So just have grace with that person, Just realize that, okay, this is an area that they are insecure about. And it's not for you to bash them and make them feel kind of like a bragging right to be like, ha ha ha, I made you jealous because I'm better than you. Like, if you find someone being jealous towards you, don't make them feel more insecure, because I think all jealousy comes from a place of insecurity. I know that whenever I see someone with like a, Instagram baddie body, I am jealous sometimes when I look at some of the girls. Like, I think of myself as like being incredibly awkward and clumsy and like a real klutz, and sometimes I feel like I just wish I could look better, or I deal with jealousy a lot too. It's a human thing. And that brings me to the next thing I want to talk about, which is dealing with jealousy, which is overcoming it. If you find yourself in a position of being the one who is jealous, how do you overcome it? What do you do? Like, do you just like shove it inside, or do you like find a way to overcome it? And so what helps me overcome jealousy every time I find it, rearing its ugly head in my life, is I just kind of cut off whatever it is that is causing me to feel jealous. And it could be an Instagram account, it could be a friend on social media. I just like mute their posts. Why is my solution to everything blocking everyone? There has to be more than just blocking people. That's what I do. Like, that's a practical thing to do. Like, if you find yourself feeling jealous of a creative that you follow, or a friend or someone that you really wish you could be like, and you just get that feeling that, I just wish I could be like them. The second you get that feeling, like, just stop. Like, just unfollow them, because that is just nursing the insecurity inside of you that you need to deal with. And for me, my insecurities, now we're getting deep, aren't we? Now we're getting personal. Sorry. But now I'm going to overshare. Let me just take a step back. But yeah, one thing that I find myself being insecure about a lot is my looks, people always say to me, oh, you're so beautiful and whatever. But like, I hear that, and in my head, I don't really like believe that. You know what I mean? And I know that sounds dark, but there's like this image in my mind of what I wish I could look like sometimes, and I don't look like that. And then I see someone else on Instagram looking like the way I wish I looked like. And it really, it hurts sometimes. It hurts, I've overshared. Anyway, another good way to overcome feeling jealous is to just remember who you are. And for me, that is remembering who I am in Christ. Yeah, remembering who I am in Christ is one big thing that I've been working on. And one thing I've done practically is I've written out like a vision statement of like an affirmation list of who I am in Christ. And whenever I feel low, I read that out to myself. And I remember that I am more than a conqueror. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. I have wisdom, I have peace, I have joy because of who I am in Christ. And it doesn't matter if I don't measure up to, the Instagram baddie body standards, or, the worldly idea of success and having like lots of money or whatever. Like, if I don't measure up to that, I am still complete. And that's all I need to know. And I meditate on that, and whenever I feel insecure, and I feel insecure about my personality or how someone has treated me badly, I run to God in prayer, and I take that to Him. And that's one thing that I'm always advocating, especially now more than ever. You guys have probably noticed. But prayer, whew, girl, prayer. I know it sounds cheesy, but like, just having someone to talk to about that, the deepest, darkest crevices of my mind, is what gets me, going, what gets me thinking up, new ideas and dreaming again, because, yeah, it's not easy feeling like you're not good enough, and everyone else is better than you, and so is doing the things that you can't do because you can't do the things, and especially in this time of social media, like, I don't need to tell you that social media is toxic. Like, if you spend too much time on social media, and that's why, for real guys, that's why I don't be posting as much as I should be posting, because I try my best to love life and not get consumed in social media, because 99% of what you see is not real, and we're trying to compare our backstory to someone's highlight reel, and it ain't healthy. Okay, that was a dark topic, and again, I apologize if it was like stream of consciousness, and if you had a hard time keeping up, and if I was kind of ADHD in my thoughts, but I wanted to keep it that way. I wanted to talk from my heart, and hopefully this video was helpful to you if you're a creative like myself, or if you're just a person doing something else besides creating, then I hope this was helpful to you as well. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in episode 5 next week, same time, same day.